Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and in this video here I'm going to be showing you my base in the forest, as well as explaining some of the amenities that I've created and a few of the buildings that I've made and stuff like that. Basically, this is going to be like a vanity breakdown, but I'm also going to incorporate a lot of useful information that you can put into either your base or your own town in this game. So for where my town is located, I am on the eastern peninsula that is nearby the fertile lands. I've basically sectioned off this entire peninsula and made it into my own little thing, as you can see. I got quite a few buildings, paths, and stuff like that. So this is my main house. It's just like a little cottage and the first thing that I built here. It's got my bed in it and some shelves, arrows, bone basket, 2 armor stands, skin rack with nothing on it, explosive stand. I got a few drying racks throughout my base for food. As you can see, there's one inside there. There's one here too. I got a whole garden of blueberries right here next to my zip line, which takes me basically to where the cannibal town is. This is, let me show you this real fast. This is my exit zip line, which takes me over to here. And then I have an entrance zip line up there, which takes me back to my base. And I have these 2 zip lines here for farming wood, and really no other reason, because there's only so much wood on the little plot of land where I built my base, so I need basically to gather wood from another spot as well. And it's a little annoying transporting logs back to my base because they like shoot off the zip line and then they hit this wall, and sometimes they like fly in random directions. So that's like the one big downside. I used to actually just have this little area here for my base. This is what I started with, but I expanded into this whole entire giant area up here. Basically the whole like plateau. This is a church. You get this one of the hidden blueprints in the game. This house right here used to be where I kept my rabbits, but I've recently started to destroy it, as you can see. My rabbit cages, which are also no longer in use. That would probably be, I would remake this into something else, basically. Just a storage house or something like that. As you can see, I have my blueberries specifically next to the zip line because it's easy when I'm farming. I can just like arrive here real fast, grab some stuff to eat and drink, and then go right back to farming wood. I also have blueberries right next to my main house because it's useful to have food and drink there when I don't have any meat, or when the meat is like as black as you see it here, basically like not that good of quality. You unlock these when you beat the game. I have my wife and Timmy sitting next to the pond, which I can also sit there if I want. Just thought they'd look cool together. This right here is my basically food house, my rabbit house. So I have a bunch of rabbits in here. I also have a whole bunch of heads on the wall to show the rabbits that I've killed creatures that are like 8 times, even 100 times the size of them, to show them, you know, don't fuck with me. And it works quite well. As you can see, the rabbits are all quite docile. They don't move because they know better. I gave them a TV to watch in case they're bored, as well as a dog to keep their asses in check. Random armor stand. More rabbits, just because. Never have enough rabbits. And it is a little bit annoying when you go to kill these rabbits. Like, let me show you right here. Where'd he go? See that? It's annoying. So you have to take them outside in order to do anything. Well, actually, I think that just lets them go. But if I left click, yeah, then it kills them. So I was doing it wrong the entire time, but that's okay. We got plenty of rabbits for all those mistakes. Hey, look, rabbits give trophies. I didn't realize that. I would have put a bunch of them on the wall too to show the rabbits what happens when they mess around. Apparently, I just got an achievement. That's funny. Here you go. Here's a whole bunch of my dry racks, skin racks rather. Basically every sort of pelt that I could ever need for any sort of crafting is up here. I could also make more if I wanted to along this wall, but I don't really need more. And then that covers this side of the town, but I've also started to make stuff over here. I built a tower because I wanted to check out the glider, and then I realized I hate the glider. I don't like how it functions at all, so basically didn't use the tower. I wanted to go from that tower to that island, and I tried it like 4 or 5 times, and I kept messing up. I eventually did get it right, but still, I don't like how the glider controls in this game. This was going to be like my version of the tower, but I didn't really like it too much. As you can see, I kind of messed up the steps here. The building's not wide enough to do custom stairs, so I had to do these simple stairs. And there was a gap here that I didn't know what to do with, so I just basically built a rock wall in the gap. And then you have these stairs, which are kind of like crap too. You can jump here though and then climb up there, which you can't extend these ropes down, so you got to just like jump up and grab that platform. Quite annoying. But this building was mostly just an experimental building. This building right here, the one in the central portion of my town, this is my supply house. As you can see, I got a whole bunch of logs on the first floor, as well as a whole bunch of rocks. This was basically, I like to farm in these sorts of games, so I do a whole bunch of farming and then just drop off all my items. And as you can see, I got a whole bunch of sticks too. Basically every stick that I could ever possibly need I have. And then up here, I have just random things that I've stashed. Weapons, blank shelves, blank drying racks, some explosives, which are nice for taking out trees. This used to be right here where I built my line of defense, basically. I used to have the rest of the plateau open, but I've recently busted down that wall because I've expanded. I have a defensive wall down here. As you can see, the door's open, which is no bueno for enemies getting inside. I have this defensive wall, which is built so enemies cannot get inside whatsoever. And then I have a defensive wall on the other side of the plateau over here, which I've also built to where no enemies can get inside basically ever. And as you've noticed, there's animals that are still spawning on this plateau, which means that I don't have it completely secure, but that is done purposely. As you can see, my door is backwards for this because the crafting in this game is a real pain in the balls. And over here is technically where I have the gap, the hole, that is still allowing creatures to still spawn, not enemies. Basically, the way in this game, if your base is completely secure, i.e. that you've built like defensive walls around your entire base and there's no way for enemies to get inside, it will stop creatures from spawning inside of your base. So over here is one of the two areas where the game might be counting that my base is not entirely secure, because I have a defensive wall that completely blocks off that entrance, and then I also have this entrance completely blocked off. Well, almost completely blocked off. This compound used to be my previous base up here, but I recently expanded to the other side of the compound. And I think right here is essentially where, like, because I don't have this area blocked off, this is what is allowing the animals to still spawn. Because mutants and cannibals can still run up into my base from right here, and I have seen them do that before. And I think leaving that open is what is allowing all of these animals to still spawn, so it's an acceptable trade-off for me. This was one of the earliest buildings I've built, and I used cheats to build this house right here. And it was basically just an experimentation to see how big I can build it and stuff like that. I also have this section over here, which has a zip line to and from the opposite side of the plateau. It goes like right over this little gap. And then I have another house right here, as you can see. And then a zip line back. So basically this entire plateau that I have built is 100% secure. Even if enemies do get into this compound up here, so long as I close this door, they can't do anything. Like, they can't get out. So they would just basically be stuck in here, and they can destroy stuff in here if they wanted, but I can turn building destruction off and then don't have to deal with that. As you can see, this is the entrance, the first entrance before I understood the game mechanics. So it's I built two like simple doors and then did custom walls around it, which was dumb. I didn't realize you could make doors in the defensive walls. So this is basically, this whole base was a learning experiment. And then I expanded into my more permanent base over there. But that's basically it. That's the town that I've created in the forest, and a little bit of information about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe to me for future videos about basically a whole bunch of different games. Anyway, I'll see you guys around in another video, or if you would like to learn more about the forest and basically base amenities and good base locations and stuff like that, I recommend you check out my website, almarsguides.com. That will have a whole bunch of information about this game that I did not talk about in this video. Anyway, that's it. I'll catch you guys around the next video. Well, actually, there's one more area. If you've managed to stick around to this long, I built a gazebo in this little forest. As you can see, I built a little path too with a whole bunch of birdhouses. There's some water collectors in here that act as bird baths as well, but I can drink out of them if I would like, because yeah, you won't get sick from drinking bird shit. And then I also have this tower here, which was going to be a zipline tower, but I got bored of the game and bored of crafting before I finished it. But that is the last thing I had to show you. And a crane over here too, which I didn't, which is basically vaporware because I couldn't figure out how to actually connect it to this side over here, because you can't really build anything besides like a foundation across, and it's a nightmare trying to craft in this game. But that is my entire town in the forest. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys around the next one. Peace.